First at 4, a Detroit student has a medical crisis during a basketball game. His family now keeps a painful vigil. We have the very latest. Also, national leaders, activists, and friends rally around the family of Tyree Nichols as he is laid to rest weeks after a police beating. And here's Kim Adams.
Well, it looks like the coldest day of the week is yet to come. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s, wind chills in the single digits. I'll have your frigid forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. We do have breaking news. We're just learning about a former teacher from Plymouth who has been charged with multiple child sexual assaults. Prosecutor Kim Worthy has charged 43-year-old James Adam Baird with several counts. He is accused of sexually assaulting 4 victims, a 10-year-old Garden City girl, a 13-year-old Westland girl, an 11-year-old Dearborn girl, and a 15-year-old from Wayne. He was arraigned today, given a $15,000 personal bond, and will have to wear a GPS tether. We're starting to dig into the details of the charges, and we will have a live update on Local 4 News at 5. We're also tracking one family's heartbreaking vigil after a high school basketball player goes into cardiac arrest during a game. The Detroit Public Schools Community District shared the news about senior Cartier Woods this morning. The video is from previous games that he played. Woods suffered the medical crisis yesterday during a game against Douglas High. We're told he received CPR and was rushed to a nearby Henry Ford Hospital. Today, he remains on life support. Pamela Osborne has spoken with Wood's aunt and legal guardian, and we are going to hear from her and also get an update on his condition on Local 4 News at 5. There was an emergency bond hearing a short time ago for Torian Hudson. He was being held on a $1 million bond, charged with shooting a 19-year-old Trenton girl during a gas station robbery back in December. Now, that original bond was later lowered to $250,000 by a 36th District Court judge. Through a bail bonds agency, Hudson bonded out and was arrested again just days ago for allegedly attacking the mother of his child, who is expecting. Wayne County prosecutors asked the court for Hudson's bond to be revoked, and a judge agreed. He's behind bars right now. A judge has decided that a mother and father accused of deadly child abuse at their Detroit home will stay behind bars. There was a probable cause hearing this morning for Shane Shelton and Valerie Hamilton. They're both charged with murder, child abuse, and torture in the death of her 5-year-old son, Ethan Belcher. They also face abuse charges involving a 3-year-old son they share. They will be back in court on February 21st. In the forewarned forecast, grab another blanket or turn up the heat if you can. We are getting ready for another bitter cold night with the lows actually dropping into the teens. Kim Adams standing by with that chilly preview. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Karen. Well, it's not quite as cold as it was last night, so tomorrow we'll have a very brief warm up and then more cold air for the end of the week. In fact, the coldest night of the week is still ahead. 25 right now in Pontiac, also in Mount Clemens, 26 City Airport, 22 in Ann Arbor. But if you look at the 24-hour temperature change, it is right now 10 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago in Lapeer, 5 degrees warmer in Pontiac, 7 degrees warmer in Mount Clemens, and we're 6 degrees warmer than we were at this same time yesterday at Metro Airport. But the wind chills are still cold. Yesterday we had wind chills in the single digits. This afternoon we're in the teens. In Pontiac feels like it's 14. 13 is the current wind chill in Mount Clemens and 10 in Ann Arbor. Tomorrow we'll get a little bit of sunshine, but also some snow showers in the afternoon as temperatures go back close to normal. But again, more cold air for the end of the week. I'll have your forecast coming up.
Anger and frustration taking a backseat to grief this afternoon as the family of Tyree Nichols pauses for a final farewell. His funeral was briefly delayed by bad weather. His casket was brought to the Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church in Memphis about 10:30 this morning. The service didn't start until 1. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom this afternoon with more from the funeral, including a call for action from Vice President Kamala Harris. Kim?
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. That's right. The high-profile nature of Tyree Nichols' death turned his funeral into something more than a time of grief. It also featured calls for action and justice. You'll hear from the vice president in just a moment, but first, this is a sad farewell to a father, son, and brother.
You are my strength like no other.
The The massive crowd was remembering a man who was just 29 years old. He was the father of a 4-year-old son, a skateboard enthusiast, and amateur photographer. Video has shown Nichols was beaten during an arrest after reportedly being chased on a suspicion of reckless driving. 5 officers have been charged with second-degree murder. While they await their day in court, Vice President Kamala Harris made it clear she believes Nichols' death should not have happened.
This is a family that lost their son and their brother through an act of violence at the hands and the feet of people who had been charged with keeping them safe.
Vice President also called on Congress to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Families of other people who died during violent arrests were on hand to support the Nichols family, including the families of George Floyd, Eric Garner, and Breonna Taylor. We'll have more moments from the funeral when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. Until then, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Well, the FBI searched President Joe Biden's vacation home in Delaware today, and his attorney says agents did not find any classified documents. The FBI was on the scene for a few hours. They did turn up some handwritten notes and other materials relating to Biden's time as vice president for review. It's the third time in 3 months agents have scoured Biden's property after some classified documents were found in an office he once used in Washington, D.C. back in November. The special counsel is now overseeing the Biden investigation. At this hour, the president should be meeting with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to talk about raising the debt ceiling and other key issues. Now, this is the first step for Democrats and Republicans to iron out the critical budget issues before the U.S. government might start defaulting on its obligations. Now, that could happen sometime in June if no agreement can be reached. Meantime, the fight against inflation continues this afternoon as the Federal Reserve just boosted interest rates again. The Fed raised a key rate by a quarter point. It is the 8th increase since last March. The agency also indicated even though inflation is easing, it is still high enough that more rate hikes are ahead. Now, although this hike is smaller, it will likely raise the cost for many consumer and business loans. In December, overall inflation eased to 6.5%, but the Fed's goal is just 2%, so expect those hikes. Here's a quick look at how the markets are responding. Stocks had been drifting lower earlier in the day. Right now, you can see the Dow Jones just up 6.92 points. Market coming off a strong January as stocks rose on hopes that cooling inflation might ease future rate hikes. Right now, it looks like further hikes, as we said, could come as early as March, even in May. Well, this time it's for good. That's the message from quarterback Tom Brady as he announced his retirement from professional football. He did it quickly and briefly on social media.
I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So it won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year.
Brady made the announcement exactly 1 year after his first retirement. He later decided to go back to the Tampa Bay Bucs. The team lost in the first round of the playoffs. He's not done working, though. Brady has a 10-year, $375 million deal to do TV analysis for Fox. Special concert is happening tonight in Monroe. It's being hosted by members of the Monroe High School Marching Band to benefit a local shelter there. As Jason Colthorp reports, the high school senior behind this just wants to pay it forward.
Karen, we're talking about Jude Stamper, the young man who was really the inspiration of Michigan basketball's Final Four run in 2018. The following year, the Monroe Marching Band raised money for a special cart, so when it took the field, Jude could also be out there. Now he's doing the fundraising.
I might pull out this piano solo I've been working on, kind of like to finish us off.
Technically, Jude Stamper is just emceeing tonight's concert to benefit the Oaks of Righteousness shelter, but he may join in at some point. The concert is to raise money for the shelter as part of Jude's leadership project for Eagle Scouts. He started by talking to the pastor at the shelter about what they need.
They were having to transport their the people that were staying at the shelter to like hospitals out of their own pocket. And the minivan that they're actually using right now is it's pretty old and not very good.
So the goal quickly became to raise $5,000 to help with a new minivan. For his parents, who have watched Jude endure nearly a dozen surgeries because of a lifetime disorder known as AMC that affects his joints, it means a great deal to see him helping others.
It's hard to put into words. My wife and I are just absolutely proud of who Jude is and what he represents as a person. Jude has always tried to use his super abilities to benefit others, and I just don't see that stopping.
I have certain physical challenges, but like in the ways that I can truly make a difference, that's the ways I want to help people. And I feel like this way of leading and helping people raise money for a shelter and for those less fortunate is just something that I love and something that I want to do.
A minivan is just one of the many things this shelter needs. The pastor there tells me they get no funding from the county outside of a once-a-year grant, so they're always fundraising. If you'd like to help, I've linked the GoFundMe page to this story at clickondetroit.com. Karen?
All right, thank you, Jason. By the way, that concert's open to the public, and it is tonight from 7 to 8 at the Monroe High School Auditorium.